Okay, so this video is now live on YouTube, so anybody can rewatch it much later. If you feel like, you could share it from my YouTube channel with other people. If you like it, you could give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Okay, guys, let's see how we make progress. The title of our conversation today is about professional networking and how to network for professional purposes. My name is Justin Udie, if you know that. So I am a senior lecturer and academic mentor at Nottingham Trent University. I'm in the business school section, and I'm doing this also as part of Global Entrepreneurship Hub, G-Hub, that we have as our own business in the UK. And the idea is to support young people. And why we do this, I'll repeat, is to help students, graduates, and early career professionals discover or rediscover themselves, to provoke future thinking mindsets by revealing emerging trends and issues, and to aid understanding of employability, career and professional development. We call it professionalism, and to equip all of you that will join with the global employability power tools of the future, and to support in the UK and other places minority groups and migrants to settle into their dream career even more broadly. So that is the reason we are doing this in the first place. So in today's presentation, we'll be talking briefly, though with speed, on what is networking and how is that important, tips on how to build a professional network, the purpose of professional networking, and going to networking events, how to build your professional network. I think that's the act of your LinkedIn, if you're LinkedIn or not. I'll talk about that, but there's a different session that will talk clearly or more in depth about how to build or optimize LinkedIn and other social networks, how to prepare for networking events, steps to effective networking, and then we can conclude that conversation. So now, for people who have finished university, some of you are graduates right here. And when you usually finish your university, what comes to your mind next? So it's a general question. You can unmute yourself and tell me, when you finish your university, what next you think about?
By default for me is getting a job.
Okay, the first for you is getting a job. That's a good one.
After my university, my aspiration was, I had a vision of being an entrepreneur. I never wanted to work for anybody, but I felt I have to start from somewhere. So my intention was to be in the telecom industry because I'm a tech person. So I was looking at the way I can actually go and work, make money, then go into the IT industry, which is what I'm currently into. So that was my aspirations, and that was what has actually kept me focused to come into this point I am.
Thank you. That is fine. Where is Chess and Jeremiah? What's your plan
For
after?
me, yeah, for me, I'm thinking about a startup CEO or an inventor of something. That's my idea.
What's your idea, to invent something?
Yeah, to become a
Okay.
startup CEO.
Okay, that is fine. Who's next? All right. So when you finish university or finish from your school, whichever school you are, there are different ideas and things graduates will think about. Either to start a business, work, either to some people, of course, have the idea, okay, I want to get married. I want to go into postgraduate studies, that keep studying. They want to settle into a job like Sunday has said, which has to do with getting a job, working, going on holiday, traveling abroad. Different people, different graduates have different reasons why or after their university and what they want to do. So now, in every of these that you plan to, you are going to need a set of network. So the question now will be to you, what is networking and your own understanding? Let me ask first, what do you understand by this term networking? What does it mean to you generally? Anybody? One word, two words?
For me, networking is like having a lot of connections for helping each other, so we can, develop ourselves. Even if in my case, if I have any idea, I can approach others who can help me, to spread the word or to help it flourish or something like
Okay.
that.
All right. That is fine. Who else has got idea of what networking is and want to share?
Let me come from my field of study.
Okay.
Networking is an interconnection of 2 to 3 different types of network
Mm-hmm.
to form a broader network. Now, I think to me, I feel that is the ideology that brought about the current networking that we are having. Now, if I want to place it in the current state of networking system, is 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 an interconnection of 1, 2, 3 different persons on different ideas, on different concepts that each and everyone on the network really needs to escalate, to share information, to grow, to build, to transfer, and to be
Mm-hmm.
able to relate. All lies on the basis of the fact that things need to grow. And for these things need to grow in each individual perspective, then these people needs to come in. Nobody's an island. So they must always relate with each other to be able to move further. There must be a block on the ground before another one will come on top, before another one will come, before a roof will come on top. So it's a connection.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for that, Godwin. Very, very good there for everybody that responded to that question. What networking is? Okay, networking is all that you have said. In addition to that, it's simply the opportunity to meet like-minded people who collaborate. You want to collaborate with and partner with for specific reasons, isn't it? Everybody needs a network of anything. Either you need a network of prayer warriors, a network of business people who help each other. You need a network of people who put your money together to achieve a particular purpose and build anything in career. You need a network, whatever idea it is that. Because you cannot do it alone, you need 2 or 3 people to come together, or sometimes to give you a leeway into something else. That is a network. And building rapport, relationships, communication, listening to other people, and becoming interested in what they do is part of what networking is. Oftentimes, it's an opportunity to learn about possible vacancies in certain organizations and or industries, connecting to know people and organizational products and services. Networking often could occur spontaneously. Sometimes it is mutual. So it's like, you know me, I know you. What can we bring together? What are you bringing to the table? That is usually what it is. It's between employees and employer, or it is between the government and the people, or it is between, you call them maybe customers or service providers. So in either ways, in whichever way it is that you need that back and forth movement and linkages between yourself and the other people to be able to get to where you want to go. It's going to happen either in one way or the other. Some people we know, they sit in their villages and they get these calls that come on, there's something happening somewhere, sit in your town somewhere else, and someone give you a call. Or sometimes on LinkedIn, you share what you have been doing and somebody said, okay, I think we like that. Can you come? Let's have a conversation. Sometimes things happen. You don't even need interview first before you get into this job, because you've been able to build a network that is self-sustaining, and if you are also polishing this network, you are furnishing this network, you are also contributing to the network, and people said, okay, can you come over so that we see what you can help us do? So the whole of that defines anyway or explains what networking is. But networking generally also is not about everything. It's not an opportunity to ask for a job. It's not all about asking for a job. It's not about asking for financial support. Like we see today, I think it's very random on social media now. Once you connect to people, the first thing they want to do is, how can you help me with financial support? It puts some people off. As a matter of fact, to me, that is an off point. Once you meet somebody and say, hello, how are you? You don't want to know what the person is doing. You don't want to know where the person comes from. All you want is that, okay, can you help me? I'm in trouble, or I need some money to solve the problem. It's your problem. It's not that person's problem. Yeah, and it's very shameful to, first of all, put yourself in a position where everything about you want to is help. No, networking is a two-way thing. What are you bringing? and what the other person is bringing to the table. You must meet each other at the point, right? So that you'll be able to establish and acquire or achieve the kind of respect that a networking association offers. So it's not about asking for help. And I'm not saying it's not an opportunity to ask for help. Networking is, it will give you all the opportunities that I've mentioned, but it's not about asking for help. So you need to understand the differences clearly so that once you meet people, you don't just put your, as you say, your troubles or your own interests first. It's about the people's interests, about your own interests, mutualism. So it is not also an unfair and unjust ecosystem for recruitment. You don't just get there because you want recruitment. It's not going to happen immediately. It will happen with time as you make progress. So understand clearly when to network and what you ask. So now, building a professional network, what do? You need to set your goals clearly. What do you want to achieve from a network? If I get on Facebook and there's a group of people on Facebook, it's not just joining groups on Facebook. First of all, what is that group about? What can I gain from it? So when I created this group called Global Students Hub on Facebook and gathering people and asking them to join and say we can do giveaway. The idea is not to do giveaways to people. The idea is to give people knowledge and to help them understand that with what they have, they can do even better. And that is what we are doing. So if you have joined that Facebook group, fine. If people invite me to join Facebook group first, I have to look at it. If you invite me to join maybe Single Ladies Association of Nigeria, I'm not going to join that Facebook group. Or Single Men Association of Nigeria, I'm not single, so I'm not going to join that group to listen to things that would disturb my mind instead. So you need to be very strategic and set your goals clearly about the things you want before you join a network. So research industries and organizations, because networking is all about individuals. You can as well network with organizations and let them know you. So you need to know what that organization is about, what are their value systems, and what do they offer. Do you like what they offer? You like their operations? Then you'll be able to network with them following them up on their social media. But if it's not, don't waste your time on there, because first you need to understand yourself and what you want. The next thing is that you need to build confidence in everything you do. There are a lot of people who are very shy. Everything they do, they cannot communicate properly, and they cannot engage people in conversations. They cannot spontaneously bring something to the table. They are so reserved, and even what they have, they don't know how to present it. So building confidence is very crucial in attempts to build a network. If you're going to travel to conferences and events, you need to go there gallantly with a mindset that you have something to contribute. For myself, I think when I started making presentations in the public, my first presentation was during my undergraduate project proposal. I can't even imagine how that was done, but standing before my own classmate, I was panicking and shaking. I tried again during my master's Coventry University, and I was able to make presentation, and I still felt that was not great until at a point I built so much confidence that now I could stand in the midst of anybody, any crowd. I've traveled to so many places in America and the UK and anywhere. So no matter how the crowd is big, I know my onions. I know what I'm going to talk about. So I don't know anybody is going to necessarily correct me or make any suggestion. That is fine. It's allowed. So building confidence is very important. Listen actively and avoid arguments. So networking, if you get into a network and everything you argue about it, you put people off. And nobody wants to talk to you when everything is argument. No, you don't just argue. Sometimes you just accept, okay, I like that. That sounds good. Is that what you are doing? Yeah, I like it. Even when it's not absolutely correct, you don't begin to argue and tell people that's a lie. That is not correct. To some people, once you say that's a lie, that's not correct, they think, okay, you are not part of what they are looking for. You don't belong to their network. First of all, they say, okay, that's fine. But what if, or if we look at it this way, what do you think it will look like? Person say, oh, yeah. I think I love that idea. It's good. In a way, you are being suggestive. You are not being antagonistic. You are not going to say, let me tell you, or what is wrong. Let me listen to me. There are some people that you say it sometimes unconsciously, might not know how the other person is perceiving and assimilating it. Say, let me tell you comes with authority that whatever you are saying at that point is correct. It's like someone who has seen God. So I am the person that comes from God. I've seen him. So let me tell you about it. You have to shut up. You have to keep quiet. That's what it means. Said, let me tell you something that is wrong. So avoid using those kind of terms if you want to. So the next thing is learn how to introduce yourself and say nice things to people. For instance, it's nice to meet you. How are you? Are you all right? That kind of thing. Get contact details of potential network builders, includes business cards. So like Godwin, if you are starting doing your business, you need to print your business card. I was in the conference, student conference last on the 28th. We had a conference in my school, and the student gave me her card, and I was surprised, and I really appreciate that the student could do that. It's not, putting something very nicely together with her photograph and say this is what I'll do. Let's connect. I was really, really impressed. So you could get your own network. You don't necessarily need to be doing one fantastic job before you have it. It's just a way of packaging yourself in a way that you are able to communicate yourself as somebody who is professional to somebody. So get to exchange card, keep in touch regularly with your networks. It's not sending them some messages that will become boring per se, but sometimes, hello, happy birthday, how are you doing? How's your work progressing? You are still, job hunting, or you have not settled in a place. That would now help you to build good network. So how do you start? Who do you want to connect with? Is a good question to ask yourself. Who are the people that you want to connect with, or who is that person that you actually want to connect with? And do not overthink it, that you need to connect to a very big person before you establish networking. It doesn't work like that. Remember, networking is about that interconnectedness or that web-like view. So if you look at it, that I know you and you know someone else and someone else knows somebody else, if all of us come together in a way, you see that in one way or the other, if I communicate my needs to you, you might say, okay, I think I know somebody who can help. You bring that person in. The person said, okay, I know someone else who can do this even better. You bring that. Before you know it, you get that done smoothly without having to worry about only you or the next person you know. So it's about a web-like connection. So you need to know exactly what you want before you move on. What do you want to achieve from a network of people? If I join your network, what do I want to achieve from there? Maybe a few friends, maybe a job interview or job opportunity opening somewhere. Let's say I'm attending an event organized by chartered environmental practitioners in the UK. Okay, if I'm going there, I want to connect with people who will come and be guest lecturers in my modules or in the courses I teach in the university. That's what I want, isn't it? So I go over and I connect with them. I tell them what I do, and then they will be willing to, okay, we can help you. We can come over and speak to people. So what you want to achieve is very important. How do you present yourself to the network? How you do that is very important. Remember, we said from the beginning, you cannot be shy, you cannot be timid and feel that you are able to connect effectively in any given network. That's not going to happen. How you present yourself, how you dress, the kind of person you are, how you smile, the kind of hairstyle you have on, the kind of makeup you have on, and the things gives you that kind of moderate output. Sometimes they say the way you dress is the way you are dressed, isn't it? Your appearance in the first place will tell somebody somehow what you have in your bag, what you have. So sometimes when police do what they call stop and search in different places, they look at your appearance and try to match that with what they have in their database and see if you carry some traits of people they are looking for. You see, that's why it's good now to look at exactly how you present yourself in an event in the first place, where you go, the kind of route you want to take, the people you associate with sometimes will really show how serious you are and what you want to get out of the network. What should your network expect from you? That is what is important. So you don't just join every network expecting that, oh, people are going to give me stuff, people are going to sympathize with me, and they'll be able to offer me what I request. No, everybody is coming to that event or in that network with an aim. People have their own, they have something to offer. So you have to also develop exactly what you are taking to the table to be able to gain that respect that you expect other people to give you. So what are you bringing to the table? Could be knowledge, could be experience, It could be some kind of flavor. It could be anything that's, is reasonable and will help develop other people. Is what you take into the network. Okay, so package yourself and know that you are going into a network or into organization or association that also expects something from you. And there are different ways these days. Social media, people network. Social media has become the biggest spot now for networking. So these are just some pictures to show you some of the social media platforms that are mostly used for networking and how many people are there. So you will see Facebook first, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, Facebook Messenger, it is WeChat, TikTok, QQ, and all of this, including Telegram, are being used today for communication and reaching out to people. So if you are in these groups, fine, be in the groups and don't just join groups. For me, I don't have to accept every group that my friends are. Even if my friends are in that group, it doesn't matter. So far as they cannot offer me something special, or I don't have anything to offer people. Sometimes you have a good market, all right, but they are not the right people for you to market your product to. They are not the right people for you to sell what you have to. They will demoralize you. So at a point, you become the only person in a network that has got something, and there is nobody bringing up something. You need to move on. Otherwise, you remain there, and instead of making progress, you'll be depreciating. So network is building up together. If you are the only person in an association or group that is contributing and every other person is not contributing, you have to figure out what to do. Otherwise, people are moving on. And at the end of the day, you'll be stagnant. You'll be stagnated. So you don't want that to happen. So as of 2021 July, you could see how many people were using this. Total number of people on social media users globally was about 4.48 billion people. So if you compare that with the population of the world today, we're not up to, that is more than half of the population of the world is on social media. So look at all of these and have an idea of how you want to strategically position yourself in the networking and the tools you will use to achieve your networking program or agenda. Is important that if you do that. And networking is not just for students, it's for everybody. It's part of life. So whether you are working already or you've not worked before, in whichever situation you are, you need network. You're going to need people. Okay, so it is not restricted to students or graduates or people early careers. Everybody needs a network. Okay, so that is my argument. So now, purpose of a professional network is now next thing I want to talk about. Though I've talking about the purpose of already, but professional network. Let's see the few things that are available why people network. So first, you have access to the job. But before we do this, let me ask you guys, what in your own experience or from your own experience, what do you think is the purpose of professional networking? Gathering from all I have said, together with what you know. So you can unmute yourself and tell me what you think is or will be the purpose of professional networking to you. Yeah, if you can hear me, what do you think will be the purpose of your own network plan?
Okay. Firstly, one of the purposes, one of the purpose for networking, firstly, is to get inspiration, is to get inspired, because many times when one sees seeing somebody physically that and maybe virtually or through within their books, you have you have gotten a connection with what they do, and your goal and values align with theirs. So seeing them physically gives you that inspiration that if they can do it, you can do it. So that's the sense of inspiration, the perception that the sense of inspiration. One, networking um, opens doors for scholarship opportunities, for job opportunities, for career advancement, to mention but a few. And networking, apart from that, networking tends to help to build sustainable friendships outside of socially, sustainable friendships professionally, to mention but a few. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I think you've given details of what networking will help you achieve. Anyone else with any addition about what you can share your own experiences as well, what networking can do, or what networking has done for you if you have experience. Let's hear from you. 1 minute.
Okay, networking has been able to create a leverage where people can connect, share, and also get inspired. Then from the inspiration they can create. Now, 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 if you have not connected to someone, you may not be able to get what the knowledge that person has and what that person understands too. You may not be able to get. But if you are connecting with the person shares with you. You get inspired. Then you go out to create. Now, when you create, becomes like it becomes like a transfer of data from one point to another. So the purpose is okay. From my let me use my personal experience and in my field, in my current field, the more I network with people and I give services to people, the more people see the value I offer. They recommend me to others. While they recommend me to others, those others come to test the services I render. They see the value I offer. They recommend me to other people. Now it keeps expanding my service base and give me a wider broadcast because those people are technically marketing for me. It's because I'm connected to them. That's why they are
That,
sharing me for other
that
people
is
and it
fine.
give me the privilege to
All right. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing that. Of course, what networking has done in terms of you marketing your products, which is very important, and that's what everybody will want to get. Either you are doing business or you are trying to figure out how you get into an industry, you need a network. If you are graduating from the university and you have a place, of course, every graduate from the beginning, you mentioned places that you intend to go after graduation. Now, how do you get to those places is very important. Sometimes what people do traditionally, apart from network, is to wait and listen to the radio or listen to the TV or read in a newspaper or when you see an advert online and then you apply. That's a traditional way of doing it. But these days, a lot of things have happened that people will ordinarily refer people to other places for any purpose. It could be for job purpose, it could be for maybe work, whatever it is. All right. People these days say, okay, I have a colleague that I've worked with. Some bosses, when they move from one industry to the other, or from one organization to the other, they request to move with some people they like their handwork, some people that they've worked with and they could trust them. They move along with them. And when they get there, they refer, so can you bring this person from this organization? And they lobby the person behind and say, come on, they are paying you 40K or 50K or 60K. When you come over here, we're going to pay you 90 anyway. What do you think? Come on, we have guys there that they are good. They have that background conversation. They put the job online and advertise it normally to fulfill all righteousness, and people will apply, to follow what the law said they should do. But they know exactly what they wanted to get. And sometimes in organizations, they do adverts and then because, okay, I have someone in another department I can bring into here. And they said, okay, it's internal recruitment, or they reserve this job for their internal persons to move into, to throw in their hat. So in different ways it's happened. So thank you for all you have shared. So access to job advertisements is important. Engage with professional organizations, meet recruitment agencies, networking and business connections, interview support. Sometimes you want to go for a job and say, oh, this job is something I'm scared about. How do I approach? Even if you are not, how do I approach some of these interview questions? You have colleagues and friends who have passed through that stage or they have ideas. Okay, let me get to the network. We throw in that question into WhatsApp group or Telegram group or Facebook chat group, wherever. And people said, okay, this is how you want to approach that question. By the time you sample 3 or 4 opinions, you build confidence from there and you prepare even better for that job interview. So job reference and career support, for instance, from you said, okay, I'm applying for this job. Can somebody give me a reference to the job that you want to apply? You said, okay, it's fine. I'm able to give you a reference later. I'm going to help you script your cover later. Whatever support you are able to get, sometimes we make use of references. That is why I'm appealing to you guys that don't just join any groups because those groups exist. If you're not benefiting from the group, or the group is not benefiting from you, I don't see any reason why you should be there. You should be in every group for a purpose. So that is strategic networking. Don't join associations because they are there, because from network you could get internal promotions. You could have more knowledge and opportunity to share your own knowledge. Your personal branding, building confidence, and other attractions come from there. Let's say now networking platform gives you opportunity to exchange ideas, how you could get noticed, you learn how to speak, you learn how to present. So going forward, even in this program, what I'll be doing is I'll give some people assignment and say, okay, you come and present. Let's say I give you a little piece of work, say go and look at any of the SDGs and pick one that you feel appeals to you most. Do make a 5 or 10 minutes presentation, different themes. I'll present that. Come and present. You learn how to present by that. If we build a network, okay, you put your skill to test. Once you do that once or twice, the next place you want to do it, you become very fluent and fluid in presenting. So network gives you opportunity to be noticed, to explore new opportunities, improve creativity, add to your career resources. And today, before most of the jobs, I don't know for other countries, in the UK, employers will want you to be a member of some professional organizations, isn't it? So for me, for instance, let's say I'm a member of Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment or Energy Institute, London. And what are the benefits of being a member? Is that being a member of this organization is that they will offer you professional information, first-hand thinking in the industry. You could get from them. They have resources that will help you write your projects, have resources that will support you prepare for your interviews or in your own career development plans, and tools that will help you, accelerate or get the promotion that you need in your workplace. Those organizations will offer you, and that's why I advise most young people now, if you are going to build a good CV, one of these things you want to add to your CV is professional bodies. How many of them that you belong to, and keep track with them. They might come with costs. Some of them are free if you're a student, or if you're an affiliate, the cost will be very minimal. So get to join this. Those are very important networks that are professional, that will help you grow in every job you are doing. Even if you are doing a job where nobody counts, or sorry, nobody cares about how you are making progress on your own, know that you are not going to remain in that job forever. And that is not the only thing you want to do. You want to make yourself very distinct. So what you need to do is to be the only light, and go out and do some other things and make your CV very robust. Your CV will carry your experience, your professional bodies and networks that you have, and give you a better job somewhere else. And that is what employability is about. Okay. So support from high-profile individuals will come through networks, grow in status, and how you build your confidence and develop long-lasting relationships. All of this will come as a result of good networks. So how to build this? Begin by connecting with family and friends, including classmates. In the UK, it's not easy to have classmates connect with each other. That's what I've discovered from my experience. I was in class last December, and our students were discussing professional networking and networking with their professional bodies. And I asked students in class who have been together for almost 3 years, how many of them are friends on Facebook, right? Not too many people. I don't even think anybody in class for that particular group were friends on Facebook. But these are people who have been together for 3 years. And I said, when I was in my final year, I had direct numbers of almost everybody in my class. So the people I could call them if there is a situation, or we could reach out. So why is it not happening? And I gave them a task in class. I said, You are going to claim 1 hour of CPD if you are able to connect with your classmates, up to 10 of them on your LinkedIn, then claim 1 hour out of 20 for that. And that was my that was to encourage them, because it starts from the people within your clique in the first place, your classmates, that people that you need to click with and connect with them. Connect with your alumni group. You are an ex-student of a university or your college, so find out where those people are. A lot of people from your school have gone out doing things in different places, and you want to travel to Lagos or you want to travel to the UK, you should know where these people are. So you call them and say, hey, I'm coming around. Can you give me an idea where to go or what to do? You might not know everything. You need this network. You need these people to talk to. Connect with those you have met face to face or online. It's a way of following up. Connect with friends and friends of, I used to call them friends of friends. If you have seen my friends that you like, I've seen people who come in here, and when they see some of my friends, they say, okay, can I meet with you? Can you give me a number to this guy who want to talk with the person? I said, all right, that's fine. Jeremy, I said, yes, opposite, only friends and classmates on Facebook, no one else. All right. Yes, I know. In other places, we meet with people, we have friends and friends on Facebook, and you could, take a new idea to them and say, look, we need to connect with other people from another college as well to see what they are doing in their own place, in their own workplace. How is it happening in their own environment, and how can we improve our own? So what happens with the disadvantage of connecting with or knowing only your family members is that you don't learn any new thing from them. Okay, you have a saturated viewpoint. That's what it means, that everybody in your network thinks and behave the same. So nobody's bringing anything new. Everything that they are bringing and contributing is either you can counter, or you don't know, then you accept. So nothing is coming from the outside. So you need to break out and now form a network of someone else that will give you a different perspective. Okay, so that is what it means. How you can manage network, especially when it comes to professional development. You need people from the outside. And you see, sometimes the reason why some people don't grow is because of the network, because the only people they know is their family members. They don't know anybody else. The reason why institutions sometimes in Nigeria doesn't work is that you have people who doesn't know much about what is happening somewhere else. I give an example. Let's say you have somebody who did his first degree in a particular university, second degree, finished his PhD in that university, and started working as a lecturer in that university, get appointed as a vice chancellor. What do you think that person can contribute to the university? Nothing, if you ask me. Apart from building things, okay, we don't have a building in that place, go and erect it and build it. The innovation and how it's happening in an adjacent university, you need to stretch and see. You need to have traveled. You need to have experienced something different before you be able to contribute to organization. You need to have bring in some network, and network will help you when you are given a position and you are struggling. You fall back to your network, like people you've met before, and say, look, I'm having this challenge. What can you bring, guys? And you see those people coming up with new ideas that will help you. So that is the benefits of network and how you could build. Okay, let me move on again before I ask you guys questions. However, family members, I said, workplace experiences, school alumni groups, university teachers, professionals, and personal mentors and social networks. So mentoring is important. I just want to highlight that all of these have been mentioned before. Get somebody to speak to you as your mentor. Get people to that you can sometimes ask questions and ask them what are your views on this. People will experience more than you do. It doesn't matter their age. It doesn't matter if the boy or girl or man or woman, but just be sincere and feel that you could ask them some questions. So mentoring is really important. Companies and brands that you could follow if you're on LinkedIn or in different places, so you know what they are doing, is all of these companies. So most times we use them, but we don't know the background information behind them and what is their carrying capacity. So a lot of things are happening on Google. Apart from Gmail, there are lots of apps around Google that you could use Amazon, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Apple, Unilever. These are all companies that you can follow. And sometimes when you follow them and they are having an event or they're having any online events, it pops up and it tells you that, see, Google is promoting an event. If you want to attend, it could be about maybe some of their new products are coming into the market. And imagine that you are the only person that knows about a new products coming into the market. Let's say you know about a new Android system that Google is designing and using artificial intelligence to help the kind of work you do, right? Let's assume that you are the only person in an organization that knows how to apply new systems or lean management systems, or you know how to use, let's say, you know how to use Microsoft Excel in developing tools that will help your organization prioritize their work or do it even faster. I'll give you an example. In some universities today, like University of Calabar, where we come from, where my alma mater is, they struggle with few things that ordinarily you would just use one Excel, give it to somebody, even my daughter can do that, and put it online so that everybody's result gets into that place and you you design a system where it calculates your CGPA without a lecturer having to add 3 plus 3 plus 4 all over 15, to have a CGPA. Who does that these days? But that's what some people do in places. But if you have a good network and people see that, say, no, you don't do that. All you need to do is write the whole of that formula behind an Excel sheet and save it securely and send it across to everybody. Once you indicate your grade, your CGPA will appear by the side clearly, and you go to where you want to go. You don't need to spend the whole night with lantern, and when there is no NEPA lights, you abuse the government. So how you work efficiently could also come with building this network and understanding, helps you to understand that there are systems that work even better. Okay, so let me pause and ask a question if you have any contribution to make before I move ahead and conclude on this. Anybody with any comments so far? Comment, experience you want to share? If this makes sense to you, or if it doesn't make sense, you are free to say that as well.
In regards to what you just said now, in regards to result computation and Excel, one of the things I do in my organization is that I try to reach out to schools, identify these loopholes, and reach out to them. And the funny part is that most of them will always prefer to go with the traditional method. I go walk up to them, write the proposal, discuss with them. They will just look at it and say, we don't have money, this is that, and they want to go back with the traditional method. But I keep pushing. Then secondly, you were saying something about having cards and other information in regards to what you do. Try to when you make a reference to a lady that gave you a card. I would say the first time I chatted you on Facebook. If you see, go through that my message. I chatted you and explained myself to you. When you saw my video I did, in fact, my complimentary card, the soft copy of my complimentary card was attached. To it. Probably you may not take a look at it. I have hard copies of them. So when you were trying to tell me about it, I was like, I don't know that I'm already in that line already. So okay. I actually prepared for it already before even starting giving out to people or telling people I offer sports services. I had my card, my company is online in all social medias, and my website is active.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much for that. You're being ahead, you're being proactive, understanding what you could do and how you market yourself. It's really interesting. So well done and good job. Just keep improving. Always look at how you could reflect and improve. If one professional area for networking is professional social media network, is networking profile, I should say, platform is LinkedIn. A lot of people are. If you are not, try to start using it. The last time I advised somebody to use it, the person said, "Oh, it sounds so serious." I said it's for serious people. So if you are not serious, don't go there. So it's not a place where people go and show, what do you call it, bone straight hair or show their six pack. You can do that on Instagram successfully. if you want to. So you need to understand. But for LinkedIn profiles or platform, it's really different. So get in on LinkedIn, update your profile as much as you can and make it look really professional. Include the date of graduation and insert your professional picture. So get a very nice picture and place it there. It should be different from any other picture, maybe a beach bikini picture or so, or a birthday party picture. Is not what you want to put there as a professional person that you are. So get it there and try as much as possible to include or to tell people about what you are doing. Get noticed. Let people know what exactly you are doing and what's your contributions are. So that one day when you don't work, you don't want to, you could just go to LinkedIn and say, okay, I'm tired of working in this place, or no, I just want a new experience. If anybody can see something that will fit me, okay, this is my CV. And people notice already what you have been doing, and they'll come up and say, all right, we have something you might want to do or something you might like. Can we have a chat? Can we have a conversation? So things like that are available that will help you on LinkedIn. So I have a different session where I'll talk about step by step on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile and make it look professional. Okay, so that's that for that. One thing to say, I think I've mentioned this, that when you update your profile, is your educational profile or your employment profile, it gives you a better outlook on how you appear before other people. So your professional profile should be, who do you want to connect with, sharing relevant content, and make most of the bonding that is available. Now, one place you will make you'll be able to build your network quickly is by attending events. Yeah, events that are organized by your organization, events that are organized by your professional body where you belong to. Let's say you belong to Association of Communication Experts Worldwide, whatever name you might call it, or you belong to Energy Institutes in Nigeria or Lagos Oil Companies, any association that you belong to. But I will first advise you that from today, you need to identify a professional body and join, okay? Everybody after this workshop, get a professional body and join. If they ask you to pay, make the payment. Look at, you could, if you are a student or a graduate, there are different categories to which you can join and meet the requirements, join them and start attending their event. You want to be distinct. It will help your career development, it will help your promotion, it will help you in different ways, and start meeting them. If they have events coming up and you can afford to, and affordability is not, it's not easy, just struggle to attend them. Make sure you are there. And when you are there, go with your CV. If you are looking for a job, you could maybe print some of your CVs, let's say 4 or 5 copies, put them in your briefcase or in your bag, and go with your card. Okay, this is what I'm doing. How are you doing? Okay, we'll talk about that. So not everyone can be naturally or more gifted at mingling with people that they don't know initially. So it's important that you know how to, when you know how to connect with people, it becomes a skill. So attend networking events, sit with people and chat with them, what you are doing, be jovial about it, and don't be reserved, don't be so naive, and um, don't be shy about connecting with people, boys and girls or men and women together. You've got to open up, wear that very nice smile and talk with people. Hello, how are you? Shake hands with them in the way to sit down and discuss your achievements and make it fun. People would like to see that from you. So before you attend this event, do your research about the event, what the event is about, okay? What's the plan? Plan exactly what it is and set your SMART objectives that you want to achieve from that event. So during the event, arrive on time. Time management is very important, okay? To some people, once you arrive at event very late, that destroys every other thing you have to offer from the beginning. So you have to attend every event on time. As a matter of fact, if you make it as a point of duty to always be somewhere you want to be on time, you will do better in life. Time management is very, very important. It's something most people take for granted. And I remember in Nigeria, you set a meeting for 4 o'clock, people start coming at 5, and then the meeting starts at 6. I said, that is nonsense. It's not supposed to be. You are wasting people's time. You're wasting your own time. It shows on seriousness, on commitment, lack of commitment to everything you do. So be there on time and let people know you by that. Okay. Get to meet the host when you're there, shake hands with people. Oh, how are you? Have that. If you're a shy person, naturally, if you attend an event or a conference, for instance, and you are there on time, you see, it gives you that kind of landlord opportunity. So every other person that is coming to see you first. Is coming to see you as a person that arrived. So they shake hands with you. They ask you, oh, where do you come from? You feel confident even more because you understand the environment when also. As people continue to come in, they will build rapports with you and you'll be building rapports with people until you get to when it's time for you to make your presentations. You possibly or probably spoken to a whole lot of them. And when you are making your presentation, you could look at their faces and interact with them if you want to be that interactive. You no longer feel like, oh, you arrive. Imagine that you have a presentation by 12 o'clock, 5 minutes to 12 is when you are in the room and you are struggling to get your memory card or you're struggling to get your thing set up and you'll be fidgeting and then you start presenting. You are not balanced. You're making a lot of errors and mistakes. So you need to plan and be there on time. Make friends with someone, build professional rapport, exchange contacts if you want to, and know when to excuse it. Don't get into a conversation and you are the only person talking. You just want everybody to listen to you. People will just fidget and they say, okay, I'll talk to you later. They are going. Know when you are supposed to and know when you too can walk away from a conversation that is not necessary and is taking your time. So when you are pitching your service, when you want to first meet people, well, how do you start the conversation? Start the conversation by saying what your name is, what you do, and where. Okay, my name is Justin. I'm a senior lecturer at Nottingham Business School. I'm here to just meet with friends, or I'm here to make a presentation on a topic on climate change. Well, outside this, I like going hiking, or I like running, I like doing lot. So that kind of that's introduction gives you kind of reception into a team. And what do you do most of the day? You say that which professional organization do you belong to, or would you recommend? You could ask some people, okay, you are so experienced in it. Try to give people credit. Try to respect people. Oh, you have done this so well in the last 20 years. That is so fantastic. So what would you recommend I do if I have to come through to be like you? It doesn't make you little or smaller than the other person. It only shows how professional you are. So what can I do? The person will say, okay, I'll recommend you start from somewhere XYZ, and in a way. Okay, so someone said having some network issues, I can't hear you properly, might get out. Okay, get out of the meeting and rejoin again if you can. That will be fine, Jeremiah. Okay, so which skill sets are they really interested in, and how did you break into the industry? Those are some of the questions you want to ask. Who else will you recommend in the industry as a mentor? Sincere questions. That's not to test people, but to give people ideas that you actually know what you want from a team. Well, I've said this, introduce yourself, where you are from and your background, your school subjects you study. This is now for students. If you are online, there are some people that when you speak to them online, you feel really, really horrible. They just type one word, type two words, and don't know how to. If you don't want to, just don't start it. But if you want, if confident enough, I don't see anybody stealing your identity from a Facebook group or a Facebook chat. If only you want to be, you know what you know your self-worth, your interests, say your interests and your achievement and your career aspirations and the things you want to have that conversation with her. And after that, after the conference or an event, summarize your outing with notes, follow up with these contacts, send them emails if you want, or connect with them on LinkedIn. Of course, most professionals now are on LinkedIn, so connect with them and send them friend request or request to follow them and have a conversation and said, hello, it was nice meeting you in the last conference. I really admire your presentation. I wish one day I'll be able to build confidence to be able to present as you can. And do you mind subsequently inviting me if you have an event? That kind of conversation will give people an idea. So Now, to some steps to effective networking. Decide an aim of your network, make your own contribution and advice, maintain a good database of contacts, remember special occasions. And to demonstrate professionalism, avoid asking for job opportunities directly, engage in the conversation first, you know, add some flatter to it. Oh, you look nice. You look nice. You look beautiful. No, I love your jacket. I love the way you were able to present that point. Let people know, give some credit to people that deserve it. Request to connect, because connection doesn't just come by a simple approach. You request sometimes to connect because you know why you are there. Be very nice and be very precise, brother, when you are sending requests online to people. That's will be really helpful. Okay, so my concluding thoughts will be that it is nearly impossible to develop yourself without other people. So it's not good to say, I don't need you or I will never need you. That is not true. Even if you're in a relationship, you want to break out, not say, I'm not going to need you in life. You never can tell. The person that is your little friend today can be your boss tomorrow. So you don't want to leave. Even if you are leaving an organization, don't leave in a bad note and say that I will never need these guys anymore. No, just tell them I'm going on leave or I want to take some holiday. Because of that, I will have to drop off at this point. When I come, if there are opportunities, I can reapply. Make it really subtle. So that will be fine. Use every opportunity to make friends and share what you do. Be friendly, professional, and if you commit to doing something, make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. If you don't want to, say, unfortunately, on this occasion, I'm unable to. Okay. But if you are committed to, please do it, keep to it, and make sure that people trust you and have some level of trust in what the things you do. Be consistent, or consistent dedication to a network will help you acquire new opportunities and career change that you never expected. Okay, be consistent, be deliberate in the things you do, and I can assure you that sometime you become a better version of yourself. So development in itself is develop yourself through networks. It's very important that you do, and that will be my advice. So I think this is in the future that I'm developing this to support women and the future of work. So I just want to let you guys know that this is also coming. Anytime you see it and you like it, you might want to join. So it's going to be another masterclass with me. So guys, thank you so much. If you have any question, then let's have a conversation about those questions briefly before you go. I appreciate your time and I wish you all the best.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Justin. I have a few questions.